Ho il piacere di introdurre molto brevemente Barbara Anderson, che con qualche breve accenno vi spiegherà le ragioni particolari che l'hanno portata ad uscire dall'organizzazione dei Testimoni di Geova dopo ciò che ha scoperto mentre era impiegata presso la sede centrale dei Testimoni di Geova. Non ve lo dico io, lascio che lei stessa sia a presentare le cose che ha da dirci.
Ciao a tutti voi di Infotdgeova. Perhaps you have heard of me and read my experiences on the internet about the time that I lived and worked at Jehovah's Witnesses headquarters in Brooklyn, New York. I was there with my husband for nearly 11 years. When I was transferred from the engineering department into the writing department to assist with the research on Jehovah's Witnesses' past history, I learned so much about the background of Jehovah's Witnesses, and then I was transferred, when I finished that work, to help the Awake writers research on their articles. It was at that time that the editor of the Awake informed me about the problem of pedophilia within the Witness organization. Apparently, Jehovah's Witnesses have been covering up acts of pedophilia on the part of men who held authority position within the organization for many years, and they've been settling secret lawsuits for many years by paying a lot of money out to victims of child abuse by molesters who are Jehovah's Witnesses. This information has been covered up for years, and so I did my best to try to do what I could in the form of researching how serious this was and providing the editor of the Awake material to give to the governing body so that they would do something about removing men in positions of authority within the congregations. In 1993, the governing body at that time were well informed about the situation, but it took 5 more years before they did something about it. In 1997, the Watchtower magazine said that no known molester would hold a position of authority again. Well, maybe I shouldn't use the word again because they didn't say that. They said hold a position of authority within the organization. But what they didn't tell the members was that there was a word that was used which was known, the word known. If the man was not known to the community or the congregation as a molester and appeared to be repentant and godly, he was left in his position. And throughout the world, these men continued to molest witness children. This has been the secret within this organization that I exposed eventually. They did not change this policy, and they also had another one where you had to have 2 witnesses to molestation if an accusation was to be believed by a judicial committee appointed by Jehovah's Witnesses within the congregation. Of course, there never is a second witness to molestation, so victims of molestation were not believed. In addition, victims were not allowed to speak of their molestation or their accusations to others in the congregation, or they would be disfellowshipped. I left the organization in 1998 because I no longer could condone this. I despised the immoral and unethical viewpoints of the governing body in this matter. And I was a critique of Jehovah's Witnesses for years now. I appeared on the Dateline program in 2002, which is a well-known United States documentary program. along with others, revealing the problem. Also, attorneys came forward and on behalf of many plaintiffs who were victims of molestation, they began to file lawsuits. Eventually, in 2007, Jehovah's Witnesses leadership, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, paid, from what I have seen in the documents in the court records that I assembled after the out-of-court settlement, which was a secret settlement. I revealed from the paperwork that they settled for as much as $750,000 with 16 victims, and that was a total of over $12.5 million. It could have been more, but from what I saw in the paperwork, this is the figure that I came up with. They really thought that they could do this secretly, as they have in the past. But the documents prove that they have policies that cause great harm to the members. And there are other harms that they really bring about on their flock. For instance, the ban on blood transfusions. This is a disgrace. They are not accurate in their teachings. People are dying by the thousands throughout the world. Also, many Jehovah's Witnesses want to cease being witnesses. They no longer agree with the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, but they can't get out of the organization without being disfellowshipped as apostates. They lose their family, they're shunned, they don't see their children again, or if they're young people, they don't see their parents, their relatives, and their friends again. I would like to encourage all of you to do personal research on this organization for yourself, as I have done, so to learn whether I'm speaking the truth. All of us have a right before God to worship and make a decision as to how we should worship. Grazie. Corugo e cari saluti.